Heather Nixon is our next spokesperson. She said when I asked her what wonky means, I use the word regularly but feel hard-pressed to answer it. Unbalanced? With a question mark. And then special power, she said teleportation, which is what I would love right now. She said, I would love to be able to pop up anywhere at any time without the stress of travel. Her presentation is called Happy Sad, the Emotion of Design. Give it up for Heather Nixon.
And we go. All right. Hi, my name is Heather, and I will be speaking to you about the emotion of design. And I couldn't resist using this photo, which I think is exactly how some of my colleagues and clients react to the same design. Anyway, thank you for joining me as we discuss why certain designs make us feel a way and how we might gauge the design for the better. And a little bit about me, I've been working in marketing and design for 10 years. I'm a bit of a goofball. I love old honky tonks and jogging for the purposes of having a post-run beer, or in this case, it's a margarita, because that's how they do it in Texas. So when I say the word design, what do you think of? Is it the colors that are used, the fonts that make up the headers and the text, the photos and the images on the page, or do you think of the white space, how all these things relate to each other? Do you think of the page of its entirety, or just certain aspects of it? There are many different theories on how we see a page. Marketing scholars and scientists have used eye movement tracking to develop theories and practices to achieve the best layouts. Three of the more common are the F pattern, the Z pattern, the Gutenberg diagram. They have some with funny names like layer cake pattern, spotted pattern, commitment pattern. Each tries to take advantage of how people scan a design so you can lead their eye to a desired information. Additionally, most designers are taught rules on good versus bad design. I went to school for journalism originally, and page layout was emphasized almost as heavily as AP style. The text should never wrap around an image, all the items should align on the page, use your largest image on the top, etc. There are Fortune 500 companies that spend a lot of money trying to figure out how you'll react to just one element of design, the color. This key shows how their research has found that yellow inspires optimism, orange friendly, red, excitement, youthful, which makes sense considering that fast food chains use red more often than not, and that's their target. So in 2014, McDonald's spent $1.43 billion in advertising in the US alone. They developed a brand over the years that, if you think about it, has little to do with food. The golden arches with that red and that font makes you think immediately of a quarter pounder or ba 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 ba. But what if it appeared a little bit more like the image on the right? Design also considers your gender. These iconic images from very successful advertising campaigns geared towards men and women differ in their colors, the font, the placement of the text, their realism, slight differences to make you feel the same thing. I want to be Rosie the Riveter. I want to be the Marlboro Man, maybe minus the health concerns. There's a great article in the Atlantic Monthly called The Science of Good Design, A Dangerous Idea. It warns that all the research, theories, and rules of design developed by big businesses aren't necessarily true. This scientism proffers that you could follow any of these steps and end up with a great design that makes everybody happy in the end. What it doesn't consider is the human dimension, your judgment, taste, or creativity. I call this your emotion. Your individualism can't be researched to an exact science, so it can't be predicted. You carry with you your favorite color, your favorite fonts. I'm a sans serif girl, you might love Times New Roman. You may love puppies or kitties, so when you see pictures like that, they make you smile. Beyond your personal preferences, there's another you that is professionally minded. You may love pinks and aquas and watercolors and abstract art for your home, but in your office, you have scenic vistas, primary colors, very professional. Whether personal or professional, all of these emotions play a factor in your assessment of design, and the judgment is immediate. So I'd like to go over my personal design truths. Number one, people indeed judge a book by its cover. Number two, no one reads anymore. Attention span only allows for scanning. And number three, if you don't like the design, you do not like the information. It could be great information, but you'll still give Beyonce face. So my final truth and main goal, typically, are design should inspire pride. I work with a lot of universities and colleges that do this better than any business. They consistently recruit new followers every year to be lifelong devotees to their brand. A design should further the established brand while presenting this new information in a way that inspires pride. So I'd like to present an example of what I believe did capitalize on school pride while also offering a new vantage point to illustrate the new information. We did a campus master plan for Texas A&M University Corpus Christi, which is an island university off the coast of Texas. So they have a brand that speaks to blues and greens, big waves, sunshine, marine life, and beaches. The master plan book gave an enormous amount of detail for the proposed growth of the university. So the steering committee wanted 2 additional pieces to best present the plan to different users, the internal staff, students, and the public. This led to an executive summary, which was highly graphic, and it distilled the information down, and a 4-fold brochure that distilled the information down even further. Additionally, we developed a project website to further engage the stakeholders, and not only presented this information on the results of the master plan, but the process with updates on the public meetings, phase presentations, and surveys. The design matched the university's website, but with a slight twist to reflect the new master plan documents. So how do you gauge the emotional reaction of the steering committee, the city, the students, and the public on a new design? I propose empathy mapping. It's the best way to try to bring scientism to the project without oversighting research, while also getting to the user's emotional core. For example, say, the university said that they were worried about student and public buy-in, and they really wanted to educate them on new proposals in the master plan. What that means to me is they're thinking that they need a public piece that is easy to understand, distills the information down to the key points, and highlights the best images in the work so everyone thinks it's a great plan. With the idea of engaging the students and community, the university holds a number of meetings and symposiums. They propose to build a website to inform everyone of these open forums. So considering these tools we developed, we can speculate how the stakeholders will feel. Engaged, probably want more information on the master plan, which is where the other documents come in handy, and want to feel as though their voice is heard. Empathy mapping is pretty simplistic, but it's a pretty effective tool to root yourself into the possible reactions of any certain stakeholder. And thank you very much for listening. And all of your bags, or some of your bags, or if anybody wants an empathy map, just let me know. You can find my information. Thank you.